Yo everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a discussion video about the topic how to win more easily. The title will be something like winning is not that hard, something like that, because it's a really important topic to talk about. And I saw this game. This is a tournament game in the background between ACCM and Song Song, guys. These aren't random players. They're top players playing a tournament game. And some of the things I saw here just made me, have to get a video out there to explain this topic. Not only to the higher elo players, but also like anyone looking to get better, like any elo. This is going to be an important topic to help make the games easier for you and make them make sense to you as well. So the idea behind it is to identify your win condition and play towards it as a main strategy. Like if your win condition is to win early game, then you have to play around, play with your civ and your resources to win early game by like attacking or like getting an advantage somehow in the early game. But if your advantage comes in late game, you don't want to attack in early game. That makes no sense. Your advantage is coming in late game. So the whole idea is that when you have a civ matchup on a specific map, you need to understand where your civ is stronger than your opponent. This is a basic skill, guys. You can do it very easily, and I will show you how in this video. You identify your win condition, you identify where your civ is stronger than your opponent's civ, and then you try to play towards that, and you don't make random decisions that prevent you from playing towards that one goal, that one strategy. Top players do this all the time, and that is why tournament preparation is so good, because we think about these things beforehand, and then when we go ahead and pick our civs in game or in tournament games, we know exactly where our civ is stronger and what our strategy is going to be. That's the whole idea behind it. So, gonna use this game as an example where Song Song had a clear win condition, but made it so much harder on himself by not playing towards that win condition, but then ended up still winning the game because his win condition was so easy. So before we hop into it, I just want to say real quick that my content on YouTube, guys, although it's daily vids, it's pretty all over the place right now, and I'm just trying out a bunch of different things. So I hope you guys enjoy all the videos. But if you guys want to see, a bit more consistent content, like just 1v1 grind, some casting of tournaments, come check out my Twitch page, link in the description below. Really love to have new people there, join the community. So come on down, guys. It's all free. You can just sign in and come on in and say hi, and I'll be like, yo, what's up, in real time. That's the cool part about it. All right, guys, let's hop into it. I'm going to play the game in the background and do my talking, and I'm going to reference the game at good times. So, as you can see here, I'm going to play it in the background. I casted this live on Twitch, of course. And look at the score. Look at the top right, real quick. Right now, it's completely even. Both players have 3 TC. Both players, who cares what happened in the early game? Nothing major happened. They just walled up and played to mid game. Right now, Magyar player has some cav archers. Both players 3 TC. Both players equal vill count. Okay, equal vill count. The score is like 300 points ahead for ACCM. Nothing too crazy. And that's the situation that we're starting to watch right now. All right, so as you can see, it's pretty easy. We see Song Song making some plays with the cav archers, and we have ACCM playing with defensive skirmishers because Teuton knights cannot chase cav archers because they don't have husbandry. So it's just skirmisher defense, and the few knights that ACCM made are trying to find damage right now at the back of the base of Song Song, but they find nothing because Song Song is walled. All right. Let's talk about the matchup now while the game is in the back. Teutons versus Magyars. Where's my win condition if I'm Teutons? If I'm Teutons, I'm stressing. My win condition really sucks. So the only win condition that Teutons have is to make use of their mid-game economy with the cheaper farms and try to put pressure with Skirm and Knight. That's their only composition that can counter cav archers in the mid-game. And you do have an advantage in the mid-game because of that eco bonus that Teutons have. The early game is somewhat similar because Magyars have forging and cheaper scouts, but Teutons can easily pass through with their cheaper farms and feudal, and they can stabilize the game, and that's exactly what happened. So now my win condition as Teutons is Skirm Knight, some sort of all-in Castle Age, or either early Castle Age or late Castle Age, doesn't really matter. But I have to win in Castle Age, and I have only 1 or 2 more windows in Imperial Age where I could win. The only window I have in Imperial Age is Cavalier Spike with +4 armor and Paladin Spike as the only option. You could argue that he can go Halb and Siege, like Halb Onagers. That composition is very hard to make work on an open map like this, where the stone is in the center and you're not going to be able to turtle up with castles in your base. So that strategy, that composition with Teutons is not going to work. It's completely off the table in high elo play. All right, so that's the Teuton win condition. What's the Magyar win condition? It's really quite easy. The Magyar win condition is to do literally nothing until Imp. When in Imp, all you have to do is boom up till Imp, defend, trade evenly, and then get to Imp and go for heavy cav archer with recurve bow and Hussar, either Magyar Hussar or Hussar. In this case, you want to go Hussar because the middle has all the stone and it's going to be very hard to get there. Let's make it easy on ourselves. We go Hussar, they're cheaper, nothing's wrong with fully upgraded Hussar. I love them. And yeah, that's the win condition. Very simple. Let's do nothing in Castle Age. But what do we see here? Song Song in Castle Age, where nothing is happening. Even Vilcount is going for a forward siege workshop in a pro game, in a tournament game. He wants to push the Teuton player. What did I just finish saying? The Teuton win condition is to win in Castle Age. Song Song's win condition is to win in Imperial Age. Yet Song Song, with the easy win condition, is pushing in Castle Age. You won't believe it. He's taking his win condition and fighting instead ACCM's win condition. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this happening. Not that it's like a huge mistake, because we see big mistakes in tournaments all the time. We see deleted castles, we see bad micro, we see Maginot shots that kill armies. But this is a fundamental mistake that, like, Song Song will make this 10 out of 10 times. He wasn't under pressure. He wasn't, nothing really happened. He is just forcing a strategy or forcing a style of play that's completely incorrect, and it's unprovoked. Like, this was literally just something he decided to do randomly. And I want to really use this video, not because I think Song Song will particularly watch this, but this kind of stuff happens all the time, where people make plays that are completely random, and they don't really have purpose behind them. And this is exactly that kind of play. Now, keep in mind, guys, there's nothing wrong with going forward siege to pressure. That's a good strategy in most cases. It's fine. Putting pressure is a good thing in a lot of cases. But here, you have such a good matchup. You have such an easy win condition in late game. Why make it hard on yourself? And let's see what happens. So we see a Maginot from ACCM. He's coming in. He's going to easily trade on defense with Maginots now. So it's going to be, a solid situation. It's 1-for-1. No big deal. Solid situation for ACCM. And now he's preparing defense. He's getting armor on knights. He's got skirm knights. He's adding some monks. All part of his win condition. Remember, he wants to win in Castle Age. And Song Song is trying to push with siege, cav archers, and he is making a transition into knights. Now, I will give credit to Song Song. He's doing the right thing. He's switching into knights. He's playing knight and cav archers. I would actually suggest light cav over knights, but nonetheless, it's still good. He's doing the right thing. He's not doing some bad push of going just cav archer Maginot, which is like super like fragile. He's making the mix of units that will actually work the best right now. However, I still have to criticize that it's a bad play. And we're going to see exactly what happens here. I'm not going to show you guys the entire game from this point, but I just want to show you guys the Castle Age, and then I'm going to fast forward to see what happens in Imperial Age to show you the difference of situation that Magyar has to play. Because in Castle Age, Magyar has no advantage over Teutons. Exactly the same military that they have. The only advantage they get is like thumb ring. That's it. Teutons can do exactly the same thing they can. ACCM takes a bad shot. So I'm not even showing you that ACCM smurfs it on defense. ACCM actually made one of the biggest mistakes you can make in this position. And it's still not going to be an easy game for Song Song. Why? Because Teutons are better here. This is where Teutons are better. His knights have extra armor. He's got better eco because of the cheaper farms. His composition's good. Like, Skirm Knight is really good in Castle Age. Less good in Imperial Age. Song Song goes in, tries to make something happen. His knights are now sniping the Maginot. He's playing pretty well. This is not me shitting on Song Song, guys. He's playing pretty well. Look, the knights are chasing the skirms. Cav just pulled back. He's doing a good job right now of taking these fights exactly how he should be. Small mistake here, runs in too deep with the cav archers, gets punished a tiny bit. But this kind of messy gameplay, you can expect some small mistakes to happen. And as you can see, it's a bit of a trade. But what's happening here, guys? ACCM has defender's advantage. Not only are Teutons a better Castle Age civ, but he has defender's advantage. His units are reinforcing a lot quicker than Song Song's reinforcements. Granted, Song Song has forward stables, but a lot of his ranges are at home, so the cav archers take a long time to run forward to fight. So the longer this goes, the better it's going to be for ACCM, who's going to be constantly trading with more units. And as you can see, he's bringing the monks into the mix now. He's taking good fights, and it's completely random who's winning this now. Like, it's just going to come down to micro and all that stuff. And I don't mind your strategy to be winning in Castle Age if the civs are even in Imperial Age, or if there's no clear winner, or there's no clear win condition. But in the situation where there's a clear win condition, you just cannot do that. And my point would be so clear once Imperial Age comes, you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, this is crazy, and you're gonna see. I don't wanna talk too much about it, but this is absolutely crazy what happens in this game. So again, they're constantly trading here. You can't even tell who's winning. The score is neck and neck here, neck and neck. All right, so it just continues trading back and forth. The Vil counts are constantly going up. Both players playing pretty well. Good macro on both sides. No one's really trolling. No one's panicking. No one's playing poorly. It's all decent. It's all decent. So far, the only big mistake I would say, is the fact that Song Song's not playing to his win condition. All right, so back home again, he's expanding. Nothing stands out that's like a problem. Does eat a Mangonel shot here. And what's happening here? Oh, is ACCM slowly pushing back? Oh, who could have predicted that? It's almost like defender's advantage is a real thing. And once again, it's okay if you're attacking. It's not a bad thing. But Teutons are stronger once again. So I'm repeating myself a lot, but I really want to emphasize this point that Song Song chose to fight Teutons here. He chose to be in this position. And it's really easy to predict that this would exactly happen because defender's advantage is a known concept. And it's pretty simple to understand that Teutons are slightly better than Magyars in the early game. And all of a sudden, Song Song is getting completely pushed back. Completely pushed back. All it is. So he gets completely pushed back off his forward. He's now struggling to maintain production at home because he's not adding the ranges that he needed. The game became very messy. And all of a sudden, it's kind of tough to win the game. Keep in mind, throughout all this, it's going to be hard for Song Song to use monks because Teutons get the conversion resistance. One thing that makes the matchup harder in Castle Age. And now ACCM gets access to that middle area. That forward push that Song Song did is now all in ACCM's hands, okay? So we can fast forward here a little bit. I'm just going to show you exactly what happens. He tries to go for a raid now, Song Song, and it doesn't really work. He's getting pushed back off everything, and we're seeing, without Bloodlines for ACCM, how can you forget Bloodlines till now, by the way? It's like, ACCM didn't even play extremely well. He played like decent, and he still managed to win. It just further emphasizes my point here, guys. So, Bloodlines coming in. He gets faster Imperial Age. Why? Because his composition is cheaper. Scrim Knight is cheaper than Cav Knight, and he's got the farm bonus, the farm discount. Okay, so it's natural he's going to be up to imp faster. So all that happened now is that the Teuton player got to his power spike faster than Song Song is getting to his power spike. If none of them attacked each other, Song Song would be up to Imperial Age like 45 seconds after Teutons, generally speaking. And then he can just defend for the first few minutes. But now it's a lot more complicated. Now he's like 3 minutes behind Imp. He hasn't even clicked yet. ACCM has full map control. Song Song committed relics, production buildings forward. He's never going to see those again. And it's a complete disaster for him in terms of his win condition now. Now, I actually thought he would not be able to win the freest matchup, or one of the freest matchups that you can have in a tournament. And it's not to say that the Teuton player can't win. Like I said, Teutons have a win condition in Castle Age, but at least let the Teuton player work for it. Let the Teuton player come forward to the Siege Workshop. Let them put the pressure. Let them earn it. Don't feed it to them. And now look at this. Song Song's panicking. He's hopping in and out of the castle. He's completely panicking because what's going to happen here? Like, you're getting overrun by Cavalier. This is exactly the power spike that Teutons have. Now, ACM does make a couple of mistakes. He takes the fight too early. What he should have done was wait till Imperial Age and then completely overrun with Cavalier. I think he would have won if he did that. But nonetheless, he's getting Cavalier, plate barding armor. He's completely fine. 140 Vils, flooding everything. And ACCM, and Song Song is just struggling to defend. He's got to wait another 2 minutes on Imperial Age, by the way. Another 2 minutes waiting on Imperial Age. And he's got, I think, very little relics at home as well, because he had a relic forward. Had he just chilled in Castle Age, use the cowards just to get map control, take relics, and be fine in Imp, that would be so much better. We can skip ahead a little bit more in a second here. I don't want to show too much. I just want to show you that Song Song's going to get completely wrecked here. The Knights go in. The Cavalries are forced to react to it. And this whole window that would have been a lot easier to defend, not say like free to defend, it's not free to defend, but this whole window of Cavalier would be a lot easier to defend with Magyars had you not gone forward in Castle Age and had you just gotten the Imperial Age condition down earlier. Yeah, and there you go. As you can see, the Cavaliers are in the eco. Song Song's doing a good job defending though with the Cav Archers. Take a look at his Vil count. It's going to drop quite a bit here. So as you can see, he's defending. And even amongst all this, by the way, because the win condition is so easy in Imp for Magyars, Song Song is still fine. Like, I still kind of prefer Song Song's position at this point. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. There's just Cavalier raiding him here. Nothing too crazy. Fast forward until the Paladin spike, which is coming in now. So now the second spike the ACCM has in Imp, the Paladin spike. And the reason why Teutons have no other spike after this is because they don't get Hussar nor Light Cav. So they can't spam trash cavalry. Scout cavalry are super weak. And they don't have Bracer on skirms, so their skirms are quite weak. And Halberdier does nothing versus Cav Archers in a big mass. So all of Teuton's options are completely done. And Paladin, you cannot make them forever because they cost a lot of gold. So this next 5 minutes is the only way ACM can win this game. And as you can see, he's pressuring with Paladin. And it gets hard for Song Song. It gets hard for Song Song. And as you can see, The Paladin coming in from both sides. It's not really clear how to defend this now. You have to back up. He does have heavy cav archers, so he does know. Like Song Song knows what his army should look like. He's not playing oblivious. He's not making like completely wrong choices. He just made it so hard on himself. So hard on himself for no reason. And there it is. The Paladin are now coming in. ACM is like 1,500 score ahead because of like the situation on the map. And we can fast forward a little bit of the Paladins now dead raiding him to get in. Look at the vill counts. You don't have to watch the game. Look at the vill count. 98, 97. And of course he's trading gold units for this, but he's got a lot of gold right now. It's dicey. We can skip a little bit more. And finally, at this point where the gold is potentially starting to run out, now Song Song can breathe, and he's just going to try to get up to his composition. He also got some really nice light cav rates, credit to him in the back. So his light cav rates did work. His composition is looking pretty good here. But after what? After almost dying like 3 times. So now he's getting to the Magyar late game where now he can't lose. So at 52 minutes, he got to the place where he can't lose anymore because the Paladin didn't completely kill him. He had nice castles in his base, and he has the heavy cav archer. So that initial win condition, that initial late game win condition is happening now after what happened. He's even making a mistake here of sending the cav archers forward. Just keep them at home, raid with Hussar, get your upgrades, and then you win late game for sure. But look how easy it is. He's kiting Paladin like they're freaking scouts. They're so weak because they don't have husbandry. It's so easy. So look how easy the win condition is here compared to how hard it was in Castlage. And then we fast forward here until the end of the game. As you can see, there's just going to be constantly trading here. I'm going to be fast forwarding to the end of the game now. Song Song got to heavy cav archer Hussar, and now he's dominating. ACM's trying to go Halberdier. Halberdier will not work, obviously, but I don't blame ACM. He doesn't know what to do. This matchup is like almost impossible in Imp. And yeah, Song Song is just going to be slowly pressuring with heavy CA and Hussar. And he's going to completely win because the composition is completely winning. It's 100% in favor of Magyars. He doesn't even do anything crazy. Like, if anything, Song Song, this is the easiest part of the game for him. He's just kiting Paladins. Look, the meat running at him. He's kiting them. And now Hussars are taking over. Look at the score lead, 3,000 ahead for Song Song at 1 hour and 5 minutes. It's that late game composition. And there it is, he wins. So the whole point of this entire video is to showcase, look how easy it was for Song Song to win the game in Imperial Age. It was brain dead easy. Like, ACM is the stronger player on paper versus Song Song. But Song Song is wiping the floor with him in Imperial Age because his composition is perfect. His strategy in Imperial Age is perfect. That was his win condition from day one. From the start of this game, that was his win condition, and it's obvious to identify this. But he went forward Siege Workshop in Castlage. Do you guys see how silly that looks like now after you saw how easy it was for him to win an Imp? Let me tell you how this game would go had he not went forward Siege. Both players would boom to Imp because it's almost impossible to win in Castlage if both players are just kind of chilling and booming. ACCM might have tried to push in late Castlage with the forward Siege, in which case Song Song would have defender's advantage and it would be a lot easier to hold if you're just defending. And then you just get up to Imperial Age and Song Song gets his spike so much earlier. ACM might be able to get Cavalier at a reasonable time, but no way he's going to get Paladin before Heavy Cav Archer and Recurve Bow are done, because Paladin takes too long. And by the time Paladin come in, Recurve Bow, Heavy Cav Archer is on the field, and that completely counters Teuton Paladin easily. And that's it. So yeah, this video needed to be made, man. I see this happen all the time. If there's one thing you can take from this game, guys, play around your win condition. Identify that. Have a strategy going into the game based on the Civ matchup. And if it's hard for you to identify that strategy, try to think it through, pick something, and then at the end of the game, analyze, was I right? Was I wrong? Do I need to change something? Next time I play this matchup, or do I not understand my Civ correctly? Those kind of conclusions need to happen after your games. But don't just make moves that seem good in the moment, but are completely against what you need to do in that matchup. I will end this video by saying there's a few exceptions. One exception is if there's a nasty forward hill, that you could easily take advantage of, and if you pressure in a winning late game matchup, you can win even easier in Castlage, then okay, go for it. And there's another exception where your opponent is, took a lot of damage, or you took a lot of damage in early game, so that if you play standard, you cannot survive till late game. That is when you adapt your strategy, okay? So in a game where things happen that don't usually happen, like one guy's taking a lot of damage, then you adapt your plan. But if nothing happens, like in this game, I showed you 3 TC boom for both players in Castle H equal vills. If nothing happens, please play towards your win condition. It's gonna win you a lot more games, and it's really not that hard. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this style of video. I'll do more like it. I love this kind of discussion video style. And if the topic comes up that you guys want me to cover, let me know in the comments below, of course. And yeah, based on how well this video does, I'll do more of it. I look at viewership, likes, comments, all that stuff to determine if I want to do more like this. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.